our dear viewers, and welcome to a new edition of our program Africa Today. At the beginning of our episode, we'll be greeting all of you on the occasion of Eid al-Adha. May all your good deeds and good performances would be allowed, and I wish all our dear viewers a very happy feast and all your families. Our dear viewers, today's edition will be dedicated to the celebrations marking Eid al-Adha, as yesterday was the climax of the Hajj. It was the day of Arafat, as 2 million people mounted the Mount Arafat for the rituals, the climax of the Hajj pilgrimage, and today they are continuing the rituals, and the Egyptians and Muslims are celebrating this very special occasion of Eid al-Adha. Our episode today is dedicated to shed light about the celebrations marking Eid al-Adha. To shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Asma El-Zaini, official of Foreign Relations and International Cooperation at the Education Development Center for Al-Azhar International Students. Good day and happy feast.
Good day for you and everyone celebrating.
The origin of Hajj is rooted to Prophet Ibrahim's life, peace be upon him. That story is instructive and illustrative too. How can you shed more light about the rituals of Hajj, which we have seen the climax yesterday, the day of Arafat?
Actually, first of all, happy Eid for everyone. I'm so happy to include me today. The story of Hajj and even the story of Eid al-Adha evolve around our Prophet Ibrahim, father of all prophets. The two main meanings of the story are devotion and obedience.
Indeed.
We are following the steps of Ibrahim the Prophet when he was ordered to slaughter his only son, which he had after many years of not having children, and he obeyed Allah for the sake of being an obedient servant, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him like a reward not to slaughter his son. He already obeyed the order and was empowered to do the action, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had mercy on Ibrahim alayhi salam, and even for all nation after that, that he was ordered to slaughter the udhiyah or the sheep instead of slaughtering his son. This is about the story of udhiyah. The story of Hajj is also following the steps of Ibrahim the Prophet. He was ordered with the help of his son to build the Kaaba, to build the first place for Allah to be worshipped in. He was devoted to the degree, not only to build, he can reach a wall this height, like his body height, but he was devoted more, and he wanted to perfect his action by having a stone to stand on that stone to make the building greater and greater, so that the steps, the footprint of his foot is on the stone till day. And we are visiting the Kaaba and seeing this as a sign of devotion.
Yes.
So the main theme of Hajj is being devoted and obedient to Allah.
Yes. Today, the pilgrims are performing the stoning of the devil, رمية الجمرات الكبرى, رمية العقبة الكبرى. So how do you explain that to our dear viewers about the importance and what is the significance of this ritual of stoning the devil?
Also, this is another idea of devotion done by Ibrahim, our Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam.
Yes.
When he was about to follow Allah and ordered to slaughter his son, the second devil came to him to stop him from being obedient, to stop him from doing what Allah ordered him, but to assure that he is on his way and he is obeying Allah, he threw them with the pebbles, and we are also following his steps on doing this. Although we are not ordered to do the same, to do the same action of slaughter, but we are doing as a symbol of that we are devoted to Allah. And even if Satan is trying to take us away from our way of faith and our way of Iman, we are throwing these petals to assure that as the prophets followed Allah's order, we in our life are following Allah's orders also.
Indeed.
So it is a symbolic act.
Ms. Asma, how can the Hajj change a Muslim's life?
Actually, the Hajj comes at the top of all deeds of Muslim deeds. If any deeds of worship he can do. Actually, the Hajj collects inside it all deeds of worship. We have shahada, we have paying money for the kind of zakah or paying money to perform a Hajj. We have salah, we have, and sometimes people have also fasting. So the Hajj is the top of all these deeds. Sometimes I see Hajj like I can give you that image when we have a garden and the gardener taking care of the old and big trees, just watering from away. Whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes one to perform Hajj, it is like taking care of you personally, like the gardener when he takes care of each small flower, taking care of the leaves and taking of harmful insects. And this is a call for you. Come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Mecca, in this holy mosque, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling you to be too close from Him. So special. It is something so special.
Indeed. How do the Hajj contribute to diffuse the cultural differences among Muslims performing the ritual?
As the Hajj is able to change you while dealing with your fellow Muslims, it also can change your perspective on how to deal with the whole humanity. If you are spending the days of Hajj these days with this huge and very, very crowded place, and you are able to take care of each other, so when you come back to your normal life and you deal with people, starting with dealing with people from different cultures, from different mindset of you, or from different whatever you meet, you are able, you say, yeah, I managed to perform this time and spend the time peacefully. I can deal with the whole world as we are ordered as Muslims to be present to the whole humanity, not only for people from our fellow religion or our national country, whatever. We are ordered to deal perfectly with the whole humanity.
Yes. To what extent, Ms. Asma, the Hajj increases the sense of equality among all Muslims?
Wow. The Hajj is the greatest symbol of having this equality. Can you recognize during the Hajj who is the manager and who is the clerk, who is the ordinary man, who is the sayyid? Can you recognize who is the doctor, who is the teacher? No. All people are wearing the same clothes, performing the same rituals, doing the same action at the same time. Foot by foot, they are standing equal to each other.
Yes.
No discrimination against anyone, man and woman, poor or rich or whatever. No culture, no gender, no whatever.
Yes, that would bring me to talk about how the Hajj, the pilgrims are wearing these clothes, the robes that the men are wearing, and the jalabiya, or what the women are wearing. The significance of what the pilgrims are wearing during performing the rituals of Hajj.
Yeah, this is another evidence or another proof that this who is performing Hajj is leaving the whole dunya. We in our normal life are recognized by our different kind of clothes we wear. I wear my uniform while being in work. May I wear a very beautiful dress during celebrating whatever occasion. But during the Hajj, no, we cannot recognize. Each one is wearing this very simple clothes to say that Allah, I'm leaving my whole dunya, my whole life, my children, my ordinary day life, to wear this very humble clothes to come to you to forgive my sins. everyone is asking Allah for forgiveness, leaving
Yes.
his whole dunya. No one ihram is more beautiful than the other. It is very humble for everyone, and even women wearing very
Yes.
humble clothes, covering their aura, but they very humble. They are seeking Allah forgiveness for whatever has been in their life before.
Yes. Ms. Asma, moving on from the pilgrims here to the people who are celebrating Eid al-Adha at their countries, what are the
Yes.
etiquettes and the most important things that should be performed during the Eid? As the first day we are praying Eid prayers, then we slaughter. So what are the most
Yes.
important things that we should perform during Eid al-Adha?
Actually, the two Eids, Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr, and Eid al-Adha especially comes after very important events in the life of Muslims. The Eid al-Fitr, the first Eid comes after the month of Ramadan,
Yes.
and Eid al-Adha comes after Hajj, people performing Hajj. So it is a kind of gift for all Muslims. It is time to celebrate, to feel happy, to come close to each other. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives people as a gift during this. We are living our ordinary life, and we are working hardly most of time, studying and taking care of our families. The Eid is time for changing this routine. It is a time to feel that you are happy and making people around you happy also. So we are ordered to go out in a very wide open area to gather with all Muslims, to feel the sense of being part of this great power. Can you feel that feeling when you see the photos of people performing Salat al-Eid,
Yes.
Eid prayers? It is a very beautiful scene of men and women, children, everyone
Yes.
trying to feel as much as happy as we can.
Indeed. Also, the importance here of visiting the family members to keep Salat al-Rahim, or the
Yeah.
blood relations here, the
Yeah.
family ties, the importance of these ties and visiting each other. And if I'm having some issues or problems with one of my family members or friends, I should forget and call him or her during Eid. The importance of these ties in Eid al-Adha.
Right. The Eid is the golden chance and exceptional time for people to come close. As you said, if you have not feeling happy with someone of your family, the Eid is a golden chance. Go ahead. Don't feel hesitant to call him. And once you talk to him, I feel that everyone is happy to having these calls and celebrating with each other. So
Yes.
the Eid is time to spread happiness all over the whole family and over whomever you know.
Indeed, Ms. Asma Zaini, official of Foreign Relations and International Cooperation at Education Development Center for Al-Azhar International Students. Thank you so much for your very important input, and happy Eid to you and your family, Ms. Asma. And moving on with our reports here on this edition of Africa Today, where according to the Minister of Environment, Yasmin Fouad, the natural reserves in Egypt, particularly those along the shores, are completely prepared to receive thousands of visitors during the course of the fourth day of Eid al-Adha festival. Fouad added that during Eid the festivities, the reserves will offer programs to educate visitors about Egypt's remarkable biological diversity. Egypt is proud to be home to 30 natural reserves nationwide, spanning regions such as Sinai, the Red Sea, Matruh, Port Said, Greater Cairo, Kafr al-Sheikh, Fayoum, Aswan, Asyut, Bani Suef, Luxor, and the New Valley.
Minister of Environment Yasmin Fouad said that natural reserves across Egypt, particularly the coastal ones, are fully prepared to welcome thousands of visitors during the four-day Eid al-Adha holiday. Fouad noted that with their strong emphasis on visitor comfort and an immense ecotourism experience, the reserves will offer a unique connection with nature during Eid al-Adha. She further stated that the Ministry of Environment completed preparations for the holidays at the reserves, especially those along the picturesque coastline, such as South Sinai's Ras Muhammad Natural Reserve and the enchanting Wadi Al Gimel in the Red Sea Governorate. The ministry explained that these preparations reflect the Ministry of Environment's ongoing efforts to create a bond between citizens and nature. They also encourage citizens to explore and appreciate the natural wealth within these protected areas. Fuad added that during the Eid festivals, the reserves will offer programs to educate visitors about Egypt's remarkable biological diversity. Furthermore, environmental researchers will be on site to engage with the visitors and guide them through the natural wonders. She noted that the reserves, especially marine ones, will have ambulances and trade rescuers stationed to ensure the safety of visitors. Egypt is proud to be home to 30 natural reserves nationwide, spanning regions such as Sinai, the Red Sea, Matruh, Port Said, Greater Cairo, Kafr al-Sheikh, Fayoum, Aswan, Asyut, Beni Suef, Luqsor, and the New Valley.
Actually, if you thought that the only famous and popular markets in Egypt are Khan el Khalili, Wakalat al Balah, and El Tawfiqiyya, it's really not true. The Bir Camel Market is actually one of Egypt's most experiences sensory, one of the biggest markets for camel meat in the whole of the African continent, located on the desert plain 20 kilometers northwest from the capital, Cairo. The zoo is actually active and vibrant every day of the week. Fridays are especially popular for tourists to visit the zoo. It sees the height of the traffic and the most popular day in the market. More details.
Muslims often slaughter sheep at the annual Eid al-Adha or the feast of the sacrifice, but some Egyptians are thinking bigger. Wealthier customers are flocking to the Birqash market northwest of Cairo, where traders from across East Africa bring animals for auction, not sheep but camels. A camel trader said that this camel market is the biggest in the world. It is the only one that still operates by word of honor without paper. He added that any businessman who comes from abroad bringing in camels knows he's safe and secure here. Buyers inspect camels that limp around on 3 hoofs, the fourth tied at the knee to restrict their movement. One trader pointed out that camels were reared more naturally than cattle or sheep. Cattle get hormone injections to increase their weight, but camels don't. Used mostly for desert transport, camels also provide Bedouin with milk, meat, and hair to weave into clothing. Eid al-Adha commemorates Islam's version of the biblical story of God's testing of Abraham's faith by commanding him to sacrifice his son. Meat from the animal slaughtered for Eid is traditionally shared with the poor.
Our dear viewers, with that, we come to the end of this edition of Africa Today, where we have been dedicating this episode to Eid al-Adha. But we leave you with this feature story from Morocco, where after a long break due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Gnawa Festival returned in its usual format to the port city of Essaouira in the western of Morocco. The first edition of the festival and the World Music Festival took place 20 years ago in Essaouira. Moroccans and tourists from around the globe come to Essaouira to listen to the concerts from the Genoa masters called Malems and invited artists. More details in this following story, and we'll meet again next week. Till then, I'm wishing all our dear viewers a happy Eid.
The Kanawa Music Festival is rooted in Moroccan tradition. It comes from a tradition perpetuated in Morocco by the descendants from sub-Saharan Africa. In Essaouira on the Atlantic coast, this year's celebrations aim to highlight and bring together the ancestral art of Kanawa building bridges with jazz and blues and attracting a young urban audience. With its mission to concentrate the values of humanity living together, this festival has become a benchmark in the country. While Kinawa music has gained international recognition, its rituals remain and are still practiced in Suwaira in the intimacy of Zuweya, the religious brotherhoods. In 2019, Kinawa culture was inscribed on UNESCO's Cultural Heritage List, which made the festival even more popular. During the 3 days event, Suwaira, which has 80,000 year-round residents, suddenly sees 250,000 people showing up during the festival. The program for this 24th edition included artists such as Cuban guitarist Ochwa of the legendary Buenas Vista Social Club, Pakistani singer Faiz Ali Faiz, and Belgian musician Sela Su. The festivities kicked off with a parade of Qanwa music around Essaouira's Old Town. Last year, for the first time in its history, the organizers opted for a traveling festival, which, after an initial stopover in Essaouira, took the musicians to Marrakesh, Casablanca, and Rabat.